Okay.
You're responsible to put food on the table. You're responsible for the words and thoughts that come out of your mouth. You're responsible for everything that you do, and to not push that off on somebody else or look to somebody else to hand you those return.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you, for employment, since you got out of high school, what have you been doing to put money on the table for you?
I've done a lot of work in the restaurant and service industry. I did several stints as an administrative assistant or a transaction coordinator as well, which that was more in California, just closing escrows.
Oh, in real estate?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. I got to work with my dad, so that was fun. But so just a lot of service industry type things, and then a lot of nannying. I'm very familiar with kids and really love kids. So.
Okay, so being a nanny, in addition to the service in restaurants and all that, and because I guess you were almost like a nanny to your brothers and sisters, is that?
My parents were very, my mom especially, if there was something to be done, she was going to do it. She did my brother's laundry until she was 22, so they were very cautious to not burden us with their choice to have so many kids. We all had chores and things that we pitched in with, and helped with, but my mom was on top of everything.
Wow.
I was always around kids and loved to hold them and play with them and that kind of thing, and did have my fair share of diaper changing, but it was never like a responsibility thing that I had to do. So.
Wow. So the amazing thing to me, and the whole reason Madeleine came in my life, is that I was at where she was working just a few weeks ago, and the people around the table that I was at who had known her for the past couple of years were saying, Madeleine is going to be leaving. She is leaving, going out of town, and they raised a whole, which I thought was a very nice thing. They had a little mini fundraiser and gave her a nice gift, very nice gift, I thought, to help her in her transition to a whole other part of her life. And I thought it's so amazing that, and I hope that she's going to have like another little going away thing, and I'm going to get the camera there to see if I can get maybe her brother, a few more relatives. But everybody that had met Madeleine had said that they felt that she could be the next president of the United States. And being almost 23?
Almost 23.
Almost 23. I thought that, my heavens, it was very important to document this amazing young lady and see in her early part of her life how are things going to be going, and what is going to be next. And it's, to me, it's such an amazing thing. They said when we first met her, she knew what our drinks were, our names, everything, and it was all taken care of. And with those kind of skills, they can be transferred into politics and into an amazing array of different jobs. So how about telling everybody, what is your next transition? Where are you going? And what are you going to be doing?
Well, the next transition is, as I said before, I had decided that I was going to kind of skip over the step of school and just go right into the internship phase.
Forget the degree thing. Forget about it. I just want the experience and be out there.
Right.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate and got a good recommendation from a friend that I had met through the bar that I'm working at, or was working at, to go up to DC and interview with this Libertarian think tank, IHS. So I went up there, and there was a journalist that I really liked and admired, so I decided that I was going to try and get in contact with him and see if I could maybe work alongside of him, because I like the work that he does. He's also does quite a bit of activism. So I emailed him, and he responded, which I was very surprised, but very happy with.
He didn't know you at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So I went up and met with him and told him how much I admired him, and would kind of like to do along the same lines of what he's doing in terms of down in the trenches activism and then journalism on top of it. So he told me that, he was like, well, I'm kind of doing my own thing. I don't know, where you'd fit into this. What do you think about that? And I was like, well, you're trying to grow your operation. You're trying to get more activism, and I've got the administrative experience. I could help you with that, and I'll just kind of sit on the sidelines and watch what you're doing. And so he agreed. So I got that internship, and then IHS is going to, and I'll be working with them, and they're going to be introducing me to different people. And in June, they're sending me to Chicago for a journalism seminar.
They're sending you to this seminar, and is this a teaching seminar? Or?
It is. It's a teaching seminar, and they also, they're closely affiliated with George Mason University, and they talked about maybe having me take some economics courses there, which I would love to do. So, that's a part of education, that it's teaching you more of an understanding. It's not just kind of dry facts. So I think that would be a good experience and good fun, really.
Yeah. Do you ever want to run for political office?
No, I'm not interested in being a politician at all. I don't like the role that they play in our lives. Very few have the character of somebody like Ron Paul, who has been principled and consistent and not overstepped and come in and tried to tell us or by force make us do things opposed to our will. His whole thing, he's voted very on principle for his whole career, and it's always been on not forcing people to do the things that they want to do, even when it came down to taxes, which most people are like, well, of course everybody has to pay taxes.
You'd think everybody has to pay taxes, you'd think.
It's the first to point out that, that is force. That's,
Okay, I'm starting to get the gist of this, yes.
So, I don't want to run for political office, but I do want to expose the force end of government. I do want to expose, things like the war is a great example of force. There are all
Which
of these,
war?
All of them in the Middle East that are going on right now. All of these lives are being taken and lost on both sides, and there's no coverage of that. That doesn't exist. It's a war of invisible bodies, and I think there needs to be some light shed on that. So it's kind of my little mission.
And do you see yourself like 5-10 years from now in the broad sense of where you would really like to be? Do you have a vision where you'd like to be?
I really like the newer media. I like the video blogging. I like the just blogging in general, be it writing or video. And
could you explain what video blogging is?
Video blogging is basically, everybody's got these blogs that they write on, but video blogging is essentially the same thing except for done on video. And it's becoming very popular. Instead of sitting down and reading an article, most people will just watch a video of it, kind of like a
somebody talking, not typing it out, but actually a human being talking like we're doing today. Right. Saying, this is what I... Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they'll interview people or go out on the scene and do it. It's kind of just a lower budget, full-blown studio, and you can, people are doing it with their iPhones. There's so many different little neat tools, and of course they're only going to get better, as we've seen just in these last 10 years, how we've gone from none of that to where we are right now. So I really like that outlet and the freedom that it allows you to to really develop your own message and to not be hindered by sponsors or anything like that. You just get to really focus in on whatever your thing is. If you wanted to do that, you could get sponsors and become a little bit more mainstream if you wanted to. But
are there famous video blogs out today?
yeah,
This is a new term for me.
well, Jenna Marbles is kind of along those lines. She gets like 8 million views on each of her videos
Whoa.
that she releases every
Whoa.
single week, and her stuff is not necessarily, it's all silly and kind of ridiculous. It's not any
Serious.
message or anything like
Right.
that, but she just I guess that's considered maybe more of a YouTube channel kind of thing, but the guy that I'm interning with, Adam Kokesh, for instance, does a video blog. So
okay.
yeah.
Oh, and that's kind of in the future, you would like to have 1 million hits on your video blog and
Right.
talk about the principles that you believe in and get that word out.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, I think that's wonderful. Wow. Well, is there any other things you'd like the audience to know about you?
Just that, as you know, I've been really super blessed with fantastic parents who have taken a lot of the libertarian principles and not so much tried to change the world with them, but change their own little world, teaching us by example instead of by instruction how to interact with other people and to treat people with respect. It was not, you do this and you behave this way or that kind of thing. They just, you know, their eyes lit up anytime they saw any of us. We all hung the moon. And they were just always super respectful and negotiated everything with us. So it was never, we were never going to be grounded if we didn't behave this way or another. They would just kind of sit down and talk to us and explain the pros and cons of all of our actions and kind of guide us instead of place us on any particular path.
It sounds like your parents have been a wonderful example of how to be, and of course there's 13 of the kids, so who knows, we may be having a brother or sister on the TV show too in the future. Well, I wanted to thank you so much for sharing your wonderful life, and we'll see how things happen in the next part of your life. And thank you, everybody. Come on down and see our next show, Transitions. I'm Becky Meagher. Madeleine, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.